Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatyadesatarine Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalang Shri Guru Vaishnabam Sta Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Viṣakam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya So reading from chapter 2, contents of the Gita summarized. This is the summary of the Bhagavad-Gita as it is, the whole contents of the Bhagavad-Gita. The chapter 2. In the 72nd verse, sloka, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has summarized this second chapter as being the contents of the whole text. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. And a little bit of Bhakti Yoga is given, but mostly Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. And then the third chapter is more of Karma Yoga, yes. Now we're getting into more of the philosophy here, because the first chapter we're being introduced to the different characters in the battle of Kurukshetra. Text number 2. Word for word meaning. Sanjaya, no sorry, that's the first one. śrī-bhagavān. This is the first time that the śrī-bhagavān uvāca is mentioned. Because in the first chapter, it's Sanjaya who's narrating all of this. What's going on before the battle starts, right? And still, the first verse is still Sanjaya. But then, this is the first time we're hearing śrī-bhagavān uvāca. Okay, śrī-bhagavān uvāca. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Kutaḥ, wherefrom? Tva, unto you. Kaśmalam, dirtiness. Idam, this lamentation. Viṣame, in this hour of crisis. samupasthitam, arrived. Anārya, persons who do not know the value of life. Juṣṭam, practiced. By. Asvargyam, which does not lead to higher planets. Akīrti, infamy. Karam, the cause of. Arjuna, O Arjuna. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Got a long purport here, 2.5 pages. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy." Everybody please repeat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy." Now it looks like Krishna is starting to chastise Arjuna here. Huh? Purport. Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical. That means Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. No difference, the same personality. Therefore, Lord Krishna is referred to as Bhagavan throughout the Gita. Bhagavan is the ultimate in the absolute truth. The absolute truth is realized in 3 phases of understanding, namely Brahman, or the impersonal, all-pervasive spirit, Paramatma, or the localized aspect of the Supreme within the heart of all living entities, and Bhagavan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Sometimes the pure devotees of the Lord also are called Bhagavan. But Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, Purna Bhagavan, 100% Bhagavan, because the pure devotees of the Lord, they exhibit up to a certain extent also some of these opulences, like Narad Muni or Lord Shiva. But only Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, Purna Bhagavan. Ite chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. 100%. So he has 3 aspects. As it is explained in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, 1, 1st Canto, Chapter 2, Text 11. This conception of the Absolute Truth is explained as Badanti tat tatva vidas tatvam yajjanam advayam Brahm eti paramat eti Bhagavan eti subjate. The Absolute Truth is realized in 3 phases of understanding by the knower of the Absolute Truth, and all of them are identical. Such phases of the Absolute Truth are expressed as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. These 3 divine aspects can be explained by the example of the sun, which also has 3 different aspects, namely the sunshine, the sun's surface, and the sun planet itself. One who studies the sunshine only is the preliminary student. One who understands the sun's surface is further advanced. and one who can enter into the sun planet is the highest. Only students who are satisfied by simply understanding the sunshine, its universal pervasiveness, and the glaring effulgence of its impersonal nature may be compared to those who can realize only the Brahman feature of the Absolute Truth. The student who has advanced still further can know the sun disk, which is compared to the knowledge of the Paramatma feature of the Absolute Truth. And the student who can enter into the heart of the sun planet is compared to those who realize the personal features of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Therefore, the Bhaktas or the Transcendentalists who have realized the Bhagavan feature of the Absolute Truth are the topmost Transcendentalists. Although all students who are engaged in the study of the Absolute Truth are engaged in the same subject matter. The sunshine, the sun disk, and the inner affairs of the sun planet cannot be separated from one another. And yet the students of the three different phases are not in the same category. So this is the, like, understanding the complete whole, the Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Krishna. That he has three aspects, and they are inseparable from each other. The Brahman, the effulgence coming from the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord, which illuminates the entire spiritual sky, coming directly from Goloka Vrindavan, where Lord Krishna plays as a cowherd boy, along with his cowherd boyfriends, and dancing with his cowherd girlfriends, and the darling of Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj. His form is transcendental, and that's why in this spiritual world there is no need of electricity, no need of moon or sunshine. Practically every day is full moon, and every day also is springtime. Even though it says that there are like 6 types of seasons. Early winter, winter, early spring, spring, summer, and fall. Of course, there's rainy season also. Monsoon, like the time when it's raining. But practically every day is like spring. So the Lord who resides in the spiritual world, but his presence can be also felt or experienced throughout the creation, both the spiritual and material worlds. Even the sunshine is the reflection of the Brahma Jyoti. It is the where the sun is getting the sunlight from. So the three aspects of the Supreme Lord, the Brahman, the Paramatma. Paramatma is the localized aspect who is present within everyone's heart and within every atoms. Or they said right now, quarks. They cannot really like understand what is atom, but now they invented the quarks. Like, how can they see quarks? How can they see atom? You cannot see. It's almost impossible. But Krishna is within and also without. And Krishna is everywhere as Paramatma. That is a feature of the Lord. And also the feature of the Lord as the personal aspect, the Bhagavan. That's why it says here, śrī-bhagavān uvāca. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said. Nowhere in Bhagavad-Gita you will say Sri Krishna uvāca, or Sri Janardana uvāca, or Sri Keshava uvāca, or Sri Achyuta uvāca. It's always śrī-bhagavān. Even the Mayavadis, they cannot avoid also to say that Krishna is Bhagavan, or Bhagavan is Krishna. So these three features of the Supreme Lord makes up the completeness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is compared to the sun. The sunshine, as soon as we see the sunshine, we also understand that the sun is there. Now it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Before, the sun will rise around 7:09 or 7:10 in Vrindavan, and then now it's like 6:55. So it's getting brighter and brighter as day pass by, because winter is like going bye-bye winter. Now it's almost springtime. Basan Panchami means 40 days before spring, which culminates in Gaur Purnima or Holi. So yes, it is not complete. The understanding of the Lord as compared as the sunshine or the Brahman effulgence, and then the localized aspect, the Paramatma, is not complete, not until the highest realization of the Supreme Lord is that of Bhagavan. Bhagavan, as we will read later on. It's like there is a sun disk, but there is also the sun, the sunshine, the sun planet, or the sun disk, but also within the sun, there's a predominating deity, Vivashvan or Suryadev, the sun god, the sun king, the sun god. The sun is the king of the planets. Without the sun, we'll not be able to see. Prabhupada says, yes, when you see the sun, automatically when there is a sun, automatically you see everything. When there is no sun, of course, you can see also a little bit, because just like last night was Purnima, so you can see a little bit also. Like this morning when we're going from a walk, coming back from Yamuna, there was a little bit of brown out. So everything was dark, no electricity, but the moon was there. So you can still see. But then there is the sun god, Surya, and he is driving this chariot. His chariot on top of Meru mountain is doing the circle. So this is same as like the day and night, or the circumambulation of the sun planet. Yes, so similarly the Lord is like that. Is compared to the sun god, who is the personal feature, Bhagavan feature of the Supreme Lord. So that is the highest understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth. The Sanskrit word Bhagavan is explained by the great authority Parasar Muni. Who is Parasar Muni? The father of Vyasadeva. Yes. The father of Vyasadeva. The Supreme Personality who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation is called Bhagavan. Nowadays in India, there are many also called, so-called Bhagavan. Bhagavan this, Bhagavan that. Left and right, there is a Bhagavan being born every day in India. Factory of Bhagavan. But it's not the same as Krishna. They may say, oh yeah, some of these Bhagavan, they can produce gold, but they look very ugly. Some of them, they have the riches, some of them are beautiful, some of them are very opulent, some of them are renowned, some of them are very strong, some of them are very knowledgeable, but you cannot find in one personality who has all of these opulences, 6 of them, to the highest degree. Lord Krishna is what? He is the richest. He owns all the planetary system, Sarvaloka, Maheswaram. Unlimited to the highest degree. He is the strongest. With his incarnation, as Ananta says, he carries all the universes, all the planets on his hood. It's not like the materialists, they depict the strongest person as Atlas. You ever seen Atlas? Atlas, you know, he's carrying the globe, but he's getting very difficult because his legs are like folded, bent. Because if he's strong, then he's straight. But you see Atlas, his legs are bent, right? And it looks like he's getting difficulty. But Ananta says he's carrying all of planetary systems, the whole universe on his head. Easily. And Atlas is only one globe, but says an expansion of Lord Krishna. All fame. That's the most famous personality. The Supreme Lord is the most famous person. Everywhere, every nook and corner of the entire creation, he is known. He is all beauty. That's why Krishna means all attractive. The original name for God is Krishna. He has like curly hair, Keshava, Shama Sundar, bluish black in color, with a peacock feather on his head, surrounded by his eternal associates, and always accompanied by his flute. That is Lord Krishna. That is, he is Madan Mohan. Madan Mohan. He is the attractor of Cupid. Cupid, he makes everyone attracted to each other. And Cupid, we just passed by Valentine's Day. Red. The color of passion is red. The color of, ignorance is supposed to be blue or black. In the material world, they say black is beautiful. There is a phrase like that, right? But it's not really that beautiful. Krishna is only beautiful because he's blackish in color. The real beauty. Madan Mohan. But Radharani is more attractive, because the attractor of Cupid is attracted to Radharani. So she is Madan Mohan Mohini. So who is more attractive? Krishna or Radharani? Radharani, yes. Because Krishna himself, who is the all attractive, is attracted to Radharani. That's why he cannot figure out what is it that Radharani has that I'm attracted to, or what is it that makes Radharani attracted to me also. Reciprocal. He's the most learned. How? He's the most learned because he is the source of the Vedas. He's the father of the Vedas. He's the source of the Vedas. Vedaishta sarvaya aham eva vidya vedanta krit vedavit eva chaham. I am the compiler of the Vedas. I am the knower of the Vedas, whom he first imparted the Vedas to Lord Brahma. Then Lord Brahma to Narad. Then Narad to Vyas. And Vyas is the literary incarnation, Sakya-based avatar. So he is the most learned. Who can be more learned? But in Vrindavan, they don't need to be learned. In Vrindavan, they don't know what is the Vedas. They're simple villagers. Huh? Yes, they don't know who is God. They don't care who is God. All they care is about Krishna. Whether Krishna is God or not God, they don't care less. All they want is to increase their love and serve Lord Krishna. They're not Vedantists. When Uddhava, he came to visit and send message to the Brajavasis, they thought they were simple villagers. They don't know Sanskrit. Of course, they speak Sanskrit, but they don't know those logics and rhetorics and so many, like the being a Sanskritist. No, they're simple. Of course, they're Brajavas. They speak Brajavas, the original language also. They're not learned, but they know from within their heart that Krishna is the object of their love. So learning doesn't mean you are understanding who is Krishna. Learning actually is reflecting from your heart. There is learning from the mind or intelligence, but there is also learning that's coming from your heart. That is more important. And he's very much detached. He has 16,108 wives, and yet he is detached. How is that? Prabhupada was told one time, "Oh, your God is so lusty. He has 16,108 wives. How can you say he's God? He's so lusty." Prabhupada says, Krishna can be unlimitedly lusty, and he will not be affected. He will not be affected. It is also only due to circumstances when he rescued these princesses. He was not wanting, but they asked for help. And he rescued all of these princesses. And then when he rescued them, we don't have any other shelter. Well, then Krishna married all of them. And he's detached. That even, we told this story, even when at the time of dawn, when the first sign of Brahma Muhurta or Mangala, when the crow will first, the cocks will crow, Krishna will leave the accompaniment of his queen from the bed, and the queens will curse dawn because Krishna will leave her from the bedside. But Krishna has to do it. Krishna has to do his duty. So that was in Dwarka. So he is the most renounced. He is the most detached. But no one can claim that he possesses all riches, all strength entirely. Only Krishna can claim this because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like in modern day also, one time you will be rich, but then tomorrow someone will overtake your richness. And the next day someone will take over the other's riches. Or just like every year there's also always a contest. Mr. Universe will be the strongest. So every year it changes. Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International, beauty pageant, who is the most beautiful. So every year there's always changing because you get old. Krishna is always fresh. His beauty never changes. Always the same. Actually, not just the same. Always increasing. That is the difference. That is the difference. It's like, you know, when during the beauty pageants, like Miss India, oh, they always win. Or Miss Philippines, they always win. Rarely Miss America or USA wins, sometimes. But Krishna's beauty is always fresh. Eternally youthful, never gets old. 16-year-old boy. No living entity, including Brahma, Lord Shiva, or Narayana, can possess opulences as fully as Krishna. Therefore, it is concluded in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma himself that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one is equal to or above him. This is another name for Krishna is asamordva. Asamordva means no one is equal to or greater than him. No one can compete with him. He can choose who can compete with him. Like Jai and Vijay, who became Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha. Kumbhakarna and Ravana, and Shishupal and Dantavakra, and Jagai and Madhai. Yeah, they don't want to go. They're supposed to have like 3 lifetimes as demons. But then when they heard that Lord Chaitanya is coming, they said, forget it. We will wait for Lord Chaitanya. That was 5,000 years ago, right? They said, oh, he's coming in this one day of Lord Brahma, so let's just wait. Then they became Jagai and Madhai. Or later on they became Jagannath and Madhava. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave those names because they knew. So they broke their promise. They want to come back immediately. So they chose to be demons to fight with Lord Krishna. Well, who can fight Lord Krishna? And Lord Krishna chose the one who will or who can or will try to fight with him. Yes. So no one is equal to or greater than him. Is that how? No one is equal to or above him. That's why he is the supreme. If someone is above Krishna, therefore Krishna cannot be called as the supreme. He is, of course, he will play the role that his devotees will be superior than him when he plays in the role of the son of Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj. That is the difference. He will consider himself that role that he will play the way how his devotees would like to relate to him is more important than his supremacy. You understand? He's a supreme, but he never thinks that he is God. He never thinks that he's supreme. Automatically, he just shows that he is a supreme. He doesn't have to proclaim to anyone. Of course, in the Bhagavad-Gita, he proclaimed to Arjuna. He is the primeval Lord, or Bhagavan, known as Govinda, and he is the supreme cause of all causes. Isvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarna Karanam. How fortunate is our Lord Brahma. He had darshan of Lord Krishna. he was able to give that realization and to see the supremacy, how Krishna is God, even though as a cowherd boy. How did he realize this? Huh? Well, even before Brahma Vimohan Lila, because the Brahma Samhita was sang, is a hymn, 100 chapters. Only the 5th chapter was found by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Adi Keshava temple. How? It was revealed to him due to his maturity. It was revealed to him. And not only our Lord Brahma, because there are many Lord Brahmas in many, many universes, unlimited universes. Some of them, it says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, some Lord Brahma has 10 million heads. Can you imagine 10 million heads? And they're all bow down to Lord Krishna. And see, only Lord Brahma can see this. Our own Lord Brahma, when he came and he wanted to see Lord Krishna in Dwarka, the Chokidar says, just wait, I will tell Lord Krishna that you are here. He says, yeah, tell him I'm the Brahma, Lord Brahma. And then when he came back, he says, asking him, which Lord Brahma are you? What? I'm the only Lord Brahma. Oh, what? Is there any more Lord Brahma than me? And then he says, okay, I am the father of the Charkumars, Brahma, because they're the first living beings, coming from Lord Brahma. Then he came. Then he understood. And then when he entered, okay, come. What do you want? Well, I will tell you later, but first of all, I cannot figure out why did you ask? Which Brahma are you? Is there any more Lord Brahma than me? And then yes, there are 4. You're the 4-headed Brahma, but there are 8-headed. 16-headed, 32-headed, and there is 64, 128, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 100 million. There's so many. And then he saw all of them. Others they don't see. And they all offer their obeisances. And it says that all of the heads, when they touch the ground, it created like a nice, very nice sound, like song. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? You cannot grasp it in our teeny mind. All of this, Lord Brahma. There are many personalities possessing the qualities of Bhagavan, but Krishna is a supreme because none can excel him. He is the supreme person and his body is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. He is the primeval Lord, Govinda, and the cause of all causes. Like we have one boy here, his name is Govinda. Your name is Govinda? Yes. You're Govinda Das. So Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, verse number 1. In the Bhagavatam also, there is a list of many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Krishna is described as the original personality of Godhead, from whom many, many incarnations and personalities of Godhead expand. So there are many incarnations or avatars. There are 6 types of avatars. There is the Purus avatars, Lila avatar, Guna avatar, Manvantar avatar, Sakchaves avatar, and Yuga avatars. Always forget. Now I remember. Yuga. So every yugas there is also avatar for that age. Yeah. Kali, the avatar, is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is Chana avatar. What's meaning of Chana? Hidden. Not Chana you eat. Chana. Gram, yeah. Yes. He's hidden. But also his appearance or coming is predicted in the scriptures, especially from Mahabharata or some other Puranas. And also in the śrī-bhagavān. It was that verse, Krishna Barnam Tusa Krishnam Sangapangasa Barsanam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasaha. Yes, he is predicted also, but not directly. Yuga avatars, Lila avatars, even in the 3rd chapter of the śrī-bhagavān, the different incarnations of the Supreme Lord, different types of incarnations were mentioned. And also Krishna and Balaram were listed as incarnation because Lord Balaram as Lila avatars. But Krishna is not a Lila avatar, he is avatari. But because Balaram was mentioned, so his name is there, who is none other than Krishna himself. No difference between Krishna and Balaram, only the color. Krishna is blue is black, like the fresh monsoon cloud, and Lord Balaram is fresh spring cloud. Like the crystal clear color, whitish in color. But he wears which kind of dhoti? What color? Blue. Yeah, Krishna is wearing yellow. Why Krishna is wearing yellow? Yes, reminds him always of Radharani. And why Balaram wearing blue? It reminds of Krishna. Yes. And even though Balaram is Krishna himself, but his mood is to serve. Yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Balaram is the Supreme Servitor Personality of Godhead. Krishna's service or duty is to accept service, and Balaram's duty is to give, to offer service. Lord Nityananda. Balaram Nitai. Holo Balaram Nitai. So yes, there is Satyavesa avatar also, Satyavesa avatar, empowered incarnation. Like the 4 Kumaras, they're empowered. Or Srila Prabhupada. Narad Muni also is Satyavesa avatar, empowered to spread Krishna consciousness. So there are many incarnations. It's like compared to the waves in the ocean, unlimited. You cannot count them. Manvantar avatar, 14 Manus in one day of Lord Brahma. So there are many Manus in the whole lifetime of Lord Brahma whose main duty is to write the law for all, law of man, Manu. That's where the man name came from. Manu, man, human. Manu. All list ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Byakulam Loka Mridyante Yuge Yuge. All the list of the incarnations of Godhead submitted herewith are either plenary expansions or parts of the plenary expansions of the Supreme Godhead. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. He's not an avatar, He's Avatari, the source of all the avatars. Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, Chapter 3, Text 28. Therefore, Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, the source of both the Super Soul and the impersonal Brahman. In the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna's lamentation for his kinsman is certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expressed his surprise with the word kutaḥ. Wherefrom? He's gonna get the sauce. He's gonna get the chastisement. Where did he get this from? He's considered to be an Aryan. Such impurities were never expected from a person belonging to the civilized class of men known as Aryans. The word Aryan is applicable to persons who know the value of life and have a civilization based on spiritual realization. Aryan race. The Aryan race actually, they're from here, from Bharat, the land of Dharma, the one who knows the value of life, the one who knows what is the goal of life, the one who knows what is the purpose of human form of life, the one who knows that this world is not a place for a gentleman, as Prabhupada says. Of course, there is a country now called Iran, right? That's where it comes from. Aryan, Iran. But actually the whole planet is Aryan race. But then it shrunk. Now the last remaining one. Supposed to be the India continent, this country. But they're supposed to be very, very intelligent. Or different kind of intelligence. The materialists are also intelligent, how to make money. But real intelligence means how to solve the real problems of life. Real problems of life, birth, death, old age, and disease. So yes, Aryan, when you say Aryan means is the best of the best. Like Hitler, he wanted to be an Aryan. That's why he get this swastika sign, the chakra, which he inverted. Because he has a lot of researchers. And they know that from India, the Vedas, they're the topmost knowledge. That when he heard also this Vimana, you know what is Vimana? The spaceship. Yeah, he had Sanskrit scholars reading the Vedas, try to figure out what is this Vimana. So they can use for fighting against the allies. But that is misuse of intelligence. Real intelligence means he doesn't know and he doesn't realize that he's gonna die someday. He should try to figure out from the Vedas what the Vedas says, how to get rid of the cycle of repeated birth and death. He missed the point. He missed the target. Yeah, he wants to be actually, yeah, that's why he started killing all the Jews. He wanted to be the superior race. He wants to be like, because he read Aryan, superior race. But that is not what a superior race means. Superior race means using one's intelligence really to get out of this cycle of repeated birth and death. Persons who are led by the material conception of life do not know that the aim of life is realization of the absolute truth, Vishnu or Bhagavan, and they are captivated by the external features of the material world. And therefore, they do not know what liberation is. Liberation means what? Being free from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Persons who have no knowledge of liberation from material bondage are called non-Aryans. Now they think, oh, being superior means having more what? Weapons, which is meant for the destruction. They want to be superior. It's like the USA. They want to be superior always. They want to show that they are like the most powerful country in the world. But now Russia is trying to show that they're also the most powerful, because there is a war impending with Ukraine. What is that again? Ukraine, yeah. We have a lot of devotees there in Ukraine. Our Krishna consciousness movement is thriving over there. We have so many members. This is demoniac. Try to show that you are supreme by showing your supremacy by having 100,000 soldiers near the border. And they said, oh, we are withdrawing slowly, slowly. But it is. If it's going to happen, there's going to be a third world war. Because many countries are involved trying to stop.